Hello everyone, Trico's the name, and let's talk about some anime. Okay, so this is my third time doing this. I'm really enjoying doing it, and I really enjoy the fact that you guys like to watch it. But yeah, let's actually get right into me talking about what happened last seasonal anime and what I thought about the anime I did watch. But then we are going to be talking about what I'm going to be watching this upcoming season, and there's some pretty cool anime that I'm really looking forward to watching in this upcoming season. But first, let's get into what happened last seasonal anime in spring of 2021. So the first one I want to get into is Agirio. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names, but it's after being rejected, I shaved and I took in a high school runaway. This was a pretty interesting one. I was kind of wondering where it was gonna go. It is pretty wholesome. It has some dark elements to it, but the main guy, like the main person, he's just such a Chad. I think he is the lifesaver in so much different kind of situations, and I really like him a lot. I like the way they did his character. So that the girl was okay. Like, I don't know, she was just like there to be attractive, so I didn't really care too much about her. I thought it was more about the guy and less of the girl. But other than that, it was kind of like not too much. Like the whole premise of it was just like, why did this girl run away? That's the main thing, is why did she run away? And at the end, when you find out she ran away, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys just in case you want to watch it, but I was kind of let down. Like, it was like I was expecting something really big, like a huge traumatic event that happened to her. And yeah, something really did major happen to her, and it was traumatic. But I don't know, maybe I was expecting it, and I was a little let down because I had an idea of what it's going to be like, especially with all the things he ended up doing because of it. It just seems like it would be a way more drastic situation for what actually happened. But if you guys want to check it out, maybe go ahead. For me, I probably going to skip out if I ever see something like this ever happen again. I've been killing slimes for 300 years and I maxed out my level. This is an adorable anime. This is like kind of one of those animes that's like, it's not meant to be serious, not made to be taken serious. Really, it's just all about the characters that she interacts with and all the interactions they have with each other. I think it's actually really adorable. I like it. I kind of wish there was more to it. Like, I kind of like, this is gonna sound weird, but I kind of wish it was more itchier. It was more like a female kind of cast, so it kind of makes sense. There was barely any guys in it, which nothing's wrong with it. I just thought it was kind of weird that like it could have been more itchier, and I don't know, I kind of assumed that it would be, but it was still nice. It was very wholesome, and I do like all the different characters for it. But like, I don't know, I wouldn't rank this as like the top of anyone's list. It was kind of like, yeah, it killed time. It was fun. It was interesting. Didn't really laugh at any moments, but I liked the characters they put into it. So I don't know. So I'm a spider. So what? I still think this is actually a really great anime. Keeps going, keeps getting better. Apparently, a lot of people dropped off near the end of it because they didn't like the last couple of episodes. Like, the animation was not that good. Like, I really enjoy the characters and all kinds of stuff like that, and the fighting mechanics and fighting anime, especially with the spider, was actually really good. But then when you get to the end, because see, the reason why it was so good because they kept on combining the 2D elements of the anime with 3D elements, which was really cool. But at the end, they kind of put too much heavily into the 3D animation, and it kind of reminds you, oh yeah, these are the same people who did the Berserk 3D animation. And we all know how that went, unfortunately. So I understand why a lot of people like kind of went away from it. To me, I'm gonna keep going. I really like the story. I really like the characters. The only thing I really don't like is when they go into the human protagonists. Like, I really just don't care about the story. They're boring. They're predictable. I just really couldn't care less on it. I feel like you could just probably like forget or not even mention the freaking like main protagonist characters. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get up to something later on, and I did hear that they're getting another season soon. So hopefully I can keep watching it. But yeah, I really like this anime. I'm going to keep watching it. I just could be better. So much better. Don't toy with me, Nagatoro. Oh my god. Probably my favorite one of this season. Like, I love this anime. It was so good. I was really looking forward to it when it was about to come out last season. And you know what? I'm watching it. And you know what? Freaking love it. I think I actually love this a lot more than Uzaki-chan wants to hang out, mostly because I just think it's more relatable, it's a lot more wholesome, and it's definitely a lot more interesting to me. Like, Uzaki-chan is definitely like more my type of character I would actually be more interested in seeing, but over Nagatoro, obviously because she's like 12 or something like that, but I still really like her character. I think she's actually really interesting, and one of the things that I liked about it the best is that even though it's a lot of people were freaking out that she was bullying the guy, but really she's not bullying him, and like it shows that she's actually trying to help him out, and they actually end up liking each other. There's a nice like romantic blossom that happened, and they actually started to bond for each other and trying to help each other out and kind of stuff like that. It's so adorable because the guy is such like a weak character, but he builds up to be a strong character, and you think Nagatoro is just a mean character, but you saw seeing that she actually breaks up and be more caring and kind. Oh man, it's so good. I really hope this gets another season, so I'll totally watch it. And now we're getting to the end where there's actually plot. It's not just like filler. You know, I don't mind filler if it makes sense, and it definitely makes sense in this one. But man, I can't wait till it's at the end, dude. Hopefully this end I can see more season of this one, because if I don't, I guess I'll have to pick up the manga. There's also Miss Kobayashi Dragon Maid. Now, I thought it was going to be hitting this season, but unfortunately it was not. Actually, they only showed a little bit of the mini dragon, which was adorable. I loved it a lot. It had like a little 3D mini kind of series, you know. The intro is all 3D, but then it had like regular animations of arts, and it actually allowed me to kind of bridge the gap and get really used to, because next season's actually going to be officially coming out, and I'm super looking forward to it. But I'll get into more of that when we talk about the upcoming looking forward to. But the mini dragon was adorable. I liked it. My Hero Academia also came out with a new season, and you know what? It's still freaking awesome. I really am a huge My Hero fan. I really like all the different premises for it. Again, I don't really care too much about the main characters. I really just liked about the side characters, and that's what they showed off. They showed off a butt ton of content of a lot of the side characters that you don't normally see in like B1 class, and they show some really cool characters and really interesting quirks. And like I would read about it before the season came out. I'm like wondering like some of the characters, like what, how does that even make sense? And like they show them off, and they're actually really ridiculously cool. I actually would love to see the kind of like a side off like season of just B1 class, because they have some really interesting people I want to check out. Now I was getting to more of like the premise of like Deku's quirk about All For One. Oh no, All For One. Or the One For All. I'm getting confused from whatever his quirk is, especially his last season, because now it kind of seems like they're both the same quirk, it seems like. But it now shows that Deku is able to use other people's quirks. So now he has a bunch of quirks that he might be able to use, which makes it kind of OP. Like I feel like now he's kind of, these two quirks that is like I'm getting confused about, it's starting to mix together. But I don't know. Like I would love to talk about it with you guys. So if you guys are interested in talking about My Hero with me, let me know. What do you guys think of Deku's like new evolved quirks? And who's your favorite of the new season? Shinso is actually my new favorite. I think he's probably my new favorite character, other than, you know, the millions of waifus that I'm totally into. Welcome to the Demon School. I actually am watching the second season. I'm really enjoying it. I like the first season. I thought it was really interesting, but it was kind of missing, you know, like they showed off some characters, and that's why I liked about it the most. I didn't really care too much about the main character. He just wasn't that interesting to me. He had some interesting quirks here and there, but nothing too crazy to make me really like it. I really just like, again, the side characters and the world that they were from. But this new season definitely got me a lot more interested in it. They had a little bit more romance option between the main character and the head of the student council president girl, and I think the chemistry between them is so freaking adorable. I love it when they do this romance kind of side things in like shonen kind of like anime. I love it so much. I think it's adorable. I would love to see more like romance options to it, but also they made the main character like have a bad side to him. And like I prefer the bad side of the main protagonist over his good side. Like, oh my god, his like cool bad side style, because he was still caring and understanding, but he also didn't really let anyone like step on him. Like he was legit. He was actually really cool. Like I wish we could see more of his cool side, his devil side, over his regular normal kind of boring side. But we'll see. Hopefully it comes back. Maybe if there's another season coming out, hopefully, maybe. There's also the Slime Diaries, which, to tell you the truth, it's okay. It was actually kind of boring to me. I was expecting to do some side off like missions, maybe explore more of like the characters, the regions they are in, and like kind of to like show off some like filler arc where they get to like expand on some of the cool things they do. But not only the animation is crazy different, and kind of threw me off a little bit because a lot of the characters they showed off I didn't even really recognize compared to the first regular, the slime reincarnation kind of side. I don't know, it just seems kind of weird that the animation was was so completely different, and some of the characters look completely different. But also, they didn't really expand on too much. They just pretty much did like what it was like for a entire year of what the slime kind of go through. I was kind of hoping they would do some more. I still enjoyed it as much as I can, mostly because I'm just a huge fan of the slime reincarnation. I think it's probably my favorite isekai out of all the isekais, and there's a lot of isekais. I feel like you would enjoy it if you're a huge fan. If you're not a huge fan of this or you never heard of it, I would skip it. The rom-com where the childhood friend wins, I think is actually pretty funny. I enjoyed it to an extent, but I thought it was kind of funny because spoilers for you guys. If you guys want to watch it, and skip ahead a little bit. But the spoilers, they are all his childhood friends. So I think it's funny. It's like, oh hey, yeah, the childhood friend will totally win, and you don't have to worry about it because if they're all your childhood friend, they all will win, right? I don't know. It was kind of clever that the anime made it so that all the like girls who are into him, all his childhood friends in some way. So like I thought that was kind of clever, but also it just seemed like a lot of it wasn't really realistic, you know. Like he actually, like, right off the bat just pretty much like confesses his love to one of the girls, and the girl really loves him but denies it for like random reasons, and it just seemed kind of weird. And like now she's trying to get him to fall back in love with him, and it's like, well, you already denied him. And that's kind of the whole premise of the other girls, like, hey, I have a chance now, but like she still wants to get to. I don't know, it's kind of confusing. I know, like I like rom-coms, but this one wasn't really that funny, and it wasn't really that like ecchi or like enjoyable. I think the only premise that was actually interesting in the fact that it literally in the title it says the childhood friend will win, and you find out all of my childhood friend. Other than that, it's okay. It's kind of fun. Yeah. Now on the flip side of things, how to not summon a demon lord. I actually really enjoyed it, but I don't think I really enjoyed it as much as I did the first season. The first season I really enjoyed it a lot. This season, like how I was saying that like the last couple of anime I was talking about was not enough ecchi, this one has way too much ecchi. Like this was way too much. Like they were got into some really like serious, like borderline kind of territory, you know, like not as bad as like the redo of Hero or in a Species, but it was pretty bad. I got to some points I'm like, oh my god, shoot, no one's watching me, right, kind of situation. So I was kind of like on it. Like because I didn't mind the ecchi part, but what I didn't like is that like they made the main like demon lord kind of weak. You know, he just seemed kind of boring. There's too many things that happened to him. Like he's too tired. He used up too much mana. There was some force field that was forbidding him from using a lot of his powers. The thing had a buff on him that he couldn't use his powers. I don't know. It's just like he just seemed like he was way underpowered. I feel like they just made this anime just to be very ecchi, and that was it. And there was a lot unnecessary ecchi. But I don't know, I guess I enjoyed it. If they make another season, I'll probably definitely enjoy it. But tone down the etchiness. Come on, tone it down a little bit. Cool, so that was my recap of last season. Some pretty good ones I liked. Some I was kind of like, nothing really that bad. But let's get right into the next seasonal anime. Summer of 2021, and there's some banger ones, and there's actually a lot of them too. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get into all of these in my watch list, but I'll definitely cover a lot of the really big important ones for you guys to check out. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into that time I got reincarnated as a slime, season 2, part 2, which I'm actually used to be into. Like I really got into reincarnation of slime in the beginning, and I was actually kind of not that interested in it. And I was like, okay, another isekai, this is pretty cool, I like it, and all the really cool aspects for it. And then the second season came out, and I got really into it, and I really like the characters, I really like all the different aspects to it. I really enjoyed like the story and all the kind of things that happened. They made the main protagonist OP, and he stayed freaking OP. I love it when the characters are OP. Now, like I only care about it if they're OP if they're done in a kind of interesting fun way. If they're just a stereotypical like isekai protagonist, freaking boring, and they try and keep it as serious as possible and just be OP, just be as cool, then I usually don't get into it. But if he's kind of funny and it kind of takes on a non-serious approach, but he's still OP, I think that's actually really great. That's why I love it whenever characters stay OP and all that kind of stuff. And it seems like he stayed OP and even got more OP and super crazy awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this upcoming season where he's now like a demon lord, and like now he's even more strong than before. I want to see all the cool elements he can go for it. And I guess he's going to war soon. So I'll love to see all the new aspects, all the returning characters and how they interact. I'm just super looking forward to this one. And oh my god, the big one. I've been looking forward to this for a while now. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid S. The second season. Dude, this is like a 4-year long wait of Miss Kobayashi. I fell in love with Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid season. It was so great. It actually brought me to tears. I actually, well, not really to tears personally. I actually got more into tears when I looked back and learned about the company of Kyoto Animation. I actually really enjoyed them. I love them to death. I actually did a lot of research on them. I actually did a research paper on them for my school project, and I really actually enjoy what they do and all the kind of like hardships they went through. So I actually fell in love with it even more after I found out all of the studio that it came from. And I love the animations. I ran to watch a lot of the movies and other animations, but Miss Kobayashi is what got me into it. So I'm really looking forward to this upcoming new season from them because it looks really great. I can't wait to see more of it. And like I've been reading a lot of the manga that's been coming out for it, and like it gets to some really cool sides of things. Like some things that I don't know how they're going to cover, is going to get really etchy territory, but we'll see. Like there's also like a god, like a dragon of destruction that's going to be in it, which I think you already saw some images of her already, and the internet is going to be blowing up because of it, but I think she's going to be fine. So now I'm super looking forward to it. This is going to be my anime of the year, it seems like. The only one that can probably beat it is the Komi anime that might be coming out later this year. But so far, this is the one I've been looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Hope you guys watch it with me so we can talk about it. How a realistic hero rebuilt a kingdom. This is going to be an interesting one. Actually, when I was looking for some manga, I've always seen this in like the manga section. I've always thought about like reading it, but I don't know, it just didn't seem like it was like my style. But now the anime's out, so I guess I'm just going to watch this one. It seems pretty cool, but let's read the synopsis really quick for you guys. Oh, hero! Okay, that's one way to start it. When Kazuya Soma, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, so I apologize, is unexpectedly transported into another world. He knows the people expect a hero, but Soma's idea of heroism is more practical than most. He wants to rebuild a flagging economy of a new land he's found himself in. Betrothed to a princess and abruptly planted on the throne, this realistic hero must gather talented people to help him get the country back on his feet, not through war or adventure, but with administrative reform. Like, I don't know, this sounds boring to me. Like, there's a lot of isekais, which apparently it's gonna be a lot of isekais this season, so this is one of them. But like to me, it just seems kind of boring to me. You know, like with the last couple ones where like the hero gets transported, they had like a wrestler, they had the perfectionist, they have a lot of different characters like get reincarnated and have like interesting kind of quirks with them. This one just boring, you know. Like, I'll still watch it and hopefully I get into it because some of the characters that they show off seem pretty interesting. But I don't know, to me so far, this might be a pretty boring one to get into. Hopefully I don't get disappointed. Hey, so this is gonna be a hard one for me to pronounce, so if I mess up, I apologize. Shinri Genshoki Spirit Chronicles. Let's just say Spirit Chronicles. That's what it is. The Spirit Chronicles. This one I don't know much about. This is get right into the synopsis as I can do. Meet Ryo, a orphan boy living in the slums. At only 7 years old, he realizes he's actually reincarnated of some random guy in a Japanese university student. At only 7 years old, he realizes he's actually a reincarnation of a Japanese university student with a tragic backstory. That's kind of weird that like he usually with a lot of isekais you kind of see the person as like in their life and then he dies and then he already is aware that he got reincarnated. This time it took him 7 years before he found out, wait, I had a life before this, didn't I? Like, is this still says an isekai? I don't know, it just seems like it probably is, but it just seems kind of interesting that you don't really know. He didn't know he was isekai until like 7 years afterwards. So you might just know that he was reincarnated back in the day. So who knows? Maybe it wasn't actually that crazy. But that's kind of interesting premise already. If the characters are interesting enough and the premise is interesting enough, I'll definitely watch it. Like I'll watch it definitely for you guys. I don't know how much I'll get into it, but looking forward to checking it out. Seems interesting enough. Moonlit Fantasy. Well, I have to say the Japanese word, so I do apologize. Tsukimachi. Okay, that one's a little bit easier for me to say. Don't know much about this one, but let's read the synopsis. Makoto Mishima was just an ordinary high school student when he, due to circumstances his parents were facing, gets summoned to another world to become a hero, another isekai. The goddess of the other world, however, assaults him for being ugly and strips him from his hero title. What the frig? That's so messed up. Like I don't know. Like I've seen pictures of this guy. He doesn't really look ugly. He looks like a normal isekai protagonist. Kind of looks like just Kirito. Like I don't know. He doesn't really look too much different from anyone else. So I don't know why this princess is like, no, this guy's ugly. I smite thee. I don't know. It just seems kind of weird that they just threw him and cast him into the wilderness of Edge of the World. That's so sad. Like I feel bad for the guy. I kind of want to just watch it. Just hopefully he gets like back into it. I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. It's an interesting premise that I never really thought about when it comes to isekai. It's like, what if the goddess who isekai didn't like the person? You know, like Aqua was kind of like close to that with Konosuba, but like the main guy was able to turn around on him. This guy seems like no one's with him, so you know, I want to root for the guy. You know, underdog, right? Underdog. Okay, so like listen to this one, guys. A drugstore in another world. The slow life of a cheat pharmacist. Like what? What kind of freaking isekais are going on with this one? Is this actually an isekai? Well, let's find out. A corporate drone, Reggie, is transported into a fantasy world, isekai, where he's discovered that he can craft potions at a high level than his rank should allow. Taking advantage of this, Ryuji makes a tidy profit enough to open his own drugstore. An elf who can't aim his bow gives my drops. Ryuji's new relaxing life of making medicines for fantasy creatures is just about to begin. It kind of reminds me of that like rip-off version of Masamune, of that doctor who just like checks out all the like monster like creatures. Kind of reminds me of that, but instead of being an actual like doctor, he's just prescribes medicine to people. I don't know. I don't really like pharmacists personally as a psychology major, but some of the characters they show off look pretty adorable and pretty awesome. So maybe I'll just get into it just because of that. But I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath on this one. Girlfriend. This is the adorable one. I'm pretty sure that's not how that works. Like, I don't know much about like dating in Japan, but something tells me dating both of the girls is not part of their religion. Or is it? To Japan. Definitely should go to Japan. I don't know how much this is gonna work for them, but I don't see. And the Great Jai will not be defeated. This one looks fun. I'm actually looking forward to this one. Unfortunately, this doesn't come out for another like 39 days. So this is gonna be pretty far in a lot of the seasons. But when it does come out, I'm definitely looking forward to it. This is based off of a very beloved manga, and a lot of people think it's really adorable. Even like the screenshots and animation looks really adorable. I really want to check this one out. And like it kind of seems like it's the next line of like manga adaptation, you know, like the teasing master, Ozaki wants to like hang out, don't toy with me, Nagatoro. This one is about to come out, and at the end, the best of all, the Komi animation. So I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Just be another lineup, all these really cool ones. Seems like they're all just coming out each and every season, which I'm down for. Who knows, maybe I'll read the manga. It'd be kind of interesting to check it out. But I don't know. But that's going to do it for me for now. There's a lot of anime I need to watch out. I don't know if I'm going to watch all of them, but I'm definitely going to really enjoy the ones I do watch for you guys. If there's an anime that you guys think is really sought out for, that you're looking forward to, that I need to watch, let me know in the comments below. I'll definitely prioritize on that kind of anime. But we'll see. I have a lot of anime to watch, but a lot of them are really good. If you guys already watched to the end, thank you so much. Maybe like, comment, subscribe, you know, like the normal difficult YouTuber thing to do. It does help me out immensely, so I would definitely appreciate that, especially because you guys, come on guys, you guys watched it to the end, might as well, right? But thank you guys again so much. Hopefully I see you guys in my next recap video. But until then, I hope you guys have yourself a nice day, okay? Bye.